What up, what up, what up? Another day recording another video. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? You know what I mean? Como estás? Just quick little flex. I just had to continue my Duolingo. But yeah, so today we will just be recapping my final picks or whatever. The game starts in about like an hour. So I had to make sure that I picked for everything. I also will probably be making some predictions tomorrow about college football. Now, the thing is, I don't watch the game, so I'm kind of going off gut feelings. I'm going to cover LSU. LSU is like a team which is difficult because we face South Alabama. So that one, I'm going to have to see. I'm going to see what other games are on, other teams that I've watched, and then I'll just maybe kind of briefly, maybe I'll just get like a schedule, and then from the schedule, I'll probably just pick, hey, I think this team's going to win, or I don't think this team has it, something like that. So, yeah, we're going to get into that. Like I said, the boys is going to win today, bro. I know everyone's hyped. They don't like the Cowboys. They want to see the Giants win and still won. I don't see it happening. I put my money on the Cowboys, right? I won some money last week on the Chiefs, so this was not money I spent from this check. I just want to make that clear because, I read a book way back in the summer to have a betting fund, right? Like, just deposit a certain amount, bet the same amount every time, win or loss, no matter how confident you are in it, just bet that amount, and then that's like a responsible way to bet. But I'm not trying to get into betting. I'm just letting you know an alternative option on how to bet if you were to consider betting, right? Picks or whatever. But today's video is just about staying on purpose. A lot of the themes are going to repeat, and that is because when you're making a video every single day, right? Like just like a thing, you're probably gonna go over the same things. I don't just record the highlights of my life. I don't just record the lowlights, right? I hit you guys up when I'm feeling good. I hit y'all up when I'm feeling sad. Because, like I said, I'm on this road to 21 days. This is currently day 12. So in 9 more days, this would be considered a habit, right? So in order for this to be a habit, in order for me to improve, I have to keep practicing. I can't just decide, oh, okay, I decided now because I've got my notebook, I'm more organized, that, hey, whenever I do this, I'm going to be ready, right? You have to program yourself, right? They say, like, the brain is a computer. If you don't want to be technological and you want to say a biological standpoint, you can still say your body is a system, right? So you have to put the habits into the system, trick the system, make your brain have the thoughts like, yo, around the evening time when I get off of work, I will be making a video. I will be engaging into content, right? And I just want to say, like, with my family, right? Because they're seeing this, they're really supportive of this. Like, I feel much better. Like, I can show my mom this stuff, right? It makes me feel a lot better opposed to, like, when I'm rapping, I'm going to say some wild stuff. Because when you rap, you know the typical context of rapping. You're going to say some wild stuff, right? But, so, like, I'd show her, but then I'd always be, like, wincing, like, when certain lines I said were to come up or something, because I'm not going to say it's shame, but it's just kind of like embarrassment, maybe it's shame, just kind of like, I don't want to talk in front of my mom like that. It's a respect thing. So I feel like I do slip up here, I do say a curse word here and there, but my overall message isn't just blankety blank, 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 curse, 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 right? It's just sometimes cursing is just for emphasis. Like, I'm just having a natural conversation about daily struggles, about daily triumphs, just trials and tribulations throughout the day, right? Just because this was my new goal. So before I just sit on this couch all day and watch the game, why not create some content like how they're doing, right? Why not perfect my craft? Because then when I do finally get my store and all this stuff, hey, I might play these videos on the TV, because I'm going to have a TV in my thing, right? And then one thing I was nervous about, I'm not going to lie, like having a store, being successful, I'm pretty sure all store owners are nervous about it, like being robbed or whatever, right? Because I anticipate making a bunch of money. But so then I was in the back of my mind, like, oh man, what I'm gonna do if my store get robbed? They have insurance for that. So it's just little stuff like just being in the moment. You have to just, like, a lot of your fears probably can be handled if you do the right research and you're on the right path and you do it the correct way. If this was an under the table type of thing, right? Like if I was doing something, if I get robbed, I can't tell insurance, right? Because then what are you supposed to do? But when you check all the boxes, you do everything the correct way, then everything gets covered. So the point I'm trying to make is do it, but also do it the right way, right? Even if it takes you longer. I said it yesterday. Doesn't matter your speed, it more matters your direction. Be in the right direction, even if it takes a while. If you are making money, save some of that money. Don't just spend it recklessly. And even if you can only save $1, at least that dollar will be used in a correct way, right? So then if you're down to your last dollar, it'll be like, yo, I'm not spending it. If you made $2, save one, spend the other one, right? But you should be making more than $2. So all this just to say, stay on that path, man. The path is not always easy. You have good days, you have bad days, and more than likely when you're first getting started, the bad days are gonna outweigh the good days. And when you are a special person and you draw a lot of attention, like a lot of envy and stuff, it is very, very, very easy to have people that will purposely go out their way to make sure you're just as miserable as them. And you want to avoid those people. In the 48 Laws of Power, it says avoid the unlucky and the unhappy, right? Because you are who you hang around. Birds of a feather flock together. If you're with a negative person, chances are you're going to start thinking negatively. When I first was working and my job was more difficult and I had to rely on the negative people at my job for help, I would be coming home more negative. But due to the fact that I'm starting to understand my job, I'm staying on my purpose, I stayed active, I stayed with it, it became a lot easier to cipher out, okay, this is negativity. I know what I'm doing enough to separate myself, and this is positivity. I can gravitate towards this. I know you probably heard the saying, the more you learn, the more you earn. That is a mindset I'm trying to have. I just was watching a video early. So when I wake up in the morning, right, first thing I try to do, I listen to a lot of hip hop music. YouTube algorithm, it kills me, man. Like, I know I'm posting this on YouTube, but they will play me the same song over and over and over and over again, right? Listening to hip hop, like I told you earlier, those themes ain't always positive. So before I listen to that hip hop and negativity, I make sure the first thing I post every morning is something motivational. And I try to make sure that sometimes I get the Bible scripture, sometimes I don't. Like whatever my topic's gonna be, I Google a Bible scripture for it, right? And the reason I do that is for that reason. YouTube is a smart system, but it's also dumb at the same time. Social media is a smart system, but it's dumb at the same time. Whatever you liked yesterday, they're going to be like, I know you like that. You liked the video. We're going to do that again for you today, right? So instead of filling my brain with negativity and those negative thoughts in the morning, I'm going to at least start my day off positive, right? Because then my whole mindset changes, right? I might say, forget work. You know what I mean? I might say, forget work. I'm going to just stick and work on like rapping today because I like the rap song I made. So then I'm gonna be like, bro, all right, I'm going to just stay home and work on my creative craft. Opposed to if I wake up and I listen to some motivational speaking, they're talking about going out to chase the bag. First thing I'm going to try to do is chase that bag. And then I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to just maybe take an extra energy drink and make sure I have enough energy when I get home that I can still make music. So you just want to stay on your purpose. You want to stay driven. You want to stay positive. You don't want to dwell too much on negative thoughts. Like, you can have a negative thought because you're human, you're not a robot. But when you have that negative thought, don't hold on to it. Always try to think of solutions. Don't think of the problem too much. Think of how I can fix the solution. Like I told you, I work with some negative people. I mean, it's not necessarily always my coworkers. Sometimes, because I'm new to the job, there's misunderstandings with me and the people who I'm selling it to, right? When I'm having these misunderstandings, they get frustrated. I try not to dwell onto the mistake. I try to learn from the mistake, right? And then I go and talk to my coworkers, my peers, the people who know more information than me, and then I gain that information. So then the next time I'm in that situation, I can do better. One of the last things I'm gonna wrap up with is when you're hanging around smarter people, you become smarter. You hang around dumber people, you become dumber. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. Don't get comfortable and hang around people who know just as much as you or less than you, because then you're going to just end up around people pleasers and yes men, or you're going to end up around negative people who are arguing with you and now you're in pointless battles. Always stick with the people who are smarter than you. Be humble enough to listen to them. That's all I got for today. Holla at y'all tomorrow.